Have you ever felt drained, disconnected, and like parts of yourself are scattered across past relationships? Take two. Have you ever felt drained, scattered, or just like lethargic consistently? And you feel like you've left so much of yourself behind in past relationships, friendships, or even identities? You might not just be regular tired. You may have cords and energetic attachments that need to be released and let go of. Hi, my name's Tony. I'm the trauma doula, and I'm a medicine worker and somatic guide, and I'm here to support people in specifically cycle breakers and people who are ready to step out of the shadows of their trauma and live the lives that they truly deserve. And today we're going to be talking about energetic cords, attachments, and how to call your power back to you. Your energy can become scattered across relationships, whether they're friendships or romantic or familial, what I like to call ancestral even. Your energy can be scattered due to big T trauma or little t trauma, does not matter. Your energy can be scattered just because you've given so much of yourself away. And don't get me wrong, I totally recognize that there's this time and place to give parts of yourself to support and love on other people. But a lot of times when it comes to trauma survivors, you're giving from a place of what you didn't receive, which turns into a place of lack. So sometimes when it comes to our energy being scattered all across the known multiverse, it's because your trauma has been internalized, not eternalized. So what you should recognize at this point, your energy can become scattered due to big T trauma, little t trauma. Your energy becomes scattered when you people please and overgive. Your energy becomes scattered because you're in rough relationships. Sometimes your energy is scattered across your ancestral lineage, and it's an ancestral pattern that keeps coming up. The thing to keep in mind about your energy being scattered is that it's a natural and normal response to trauma. Your energy is scattered because it's a natural and normal response to trauma. Big T trauma, little t trauma, does not matter, okay? Sometimes trauma is this internalized messaging that you should remain small and you're unimportant and that inherently you don't matter. And so recognizing that even that is such big, deep messaging that is sent into our very core. And so you begin to move, breathe, act in ways that acknowledge that message as the truth. And so it's not your fault that your energy is scattered. It's not your fault that these things are happening. It's not your fault that you feel this way. It's now your responsibility to support yourself and find ways to make changes so that you can begin to heal and grow in the way that you need to. So when your energy goes out to be the giver, the perfectionist, the people pleaser, because you feel deeply that you want to give what you have not received, which again is coming from this place of lack. And because it's coming from this place of lack, it often crosses your own energetic boundaries. And your own energetic boundaries are telling you, this is too much. I don't have anything for myself. And then your energy body becomes consumed with the core wounding of not being enough. And unfortunately, for a lot of highly sensitive people and people who are highly empathic, this energy is like a light. And the light calls in vampires, it calls in narcissists, it calls in a lot of people who are ready to take because they recognize, ooh, this person has this giant hole in their energy body that says, I'm gonna give and give and give, even when I don't want to, even when I don't feel like it, even when I really should be giving to myself. So these energetic cords, these attachments are in our field, and they're formed through relationships, through trauma, and through emotional caretaking and enmeshment. So some of these cords are natural, normal cords just from forming bonds with people. Some of these cords are enmeshment and maybe a little more outside the bounds of what we would normally have these attachments. And they attach to different points in your body. And you might notice, if you're someone who is highly sensitive, that certain points in your body, when you think about certain people, maybe they ache, maybe they feel lighter, maybe it feels like a hole or like a drain. You know, have you ever been around somebody and you leave their presence and then all of a sudden like your chest hurts and you just feel like you've been hit by a pile of bricks? That might mean that your attachment, your energetic cord to that person is not as it should be. There may be more taking in that relationship. And that's one way to recognize it. Like, how do you feel when you leave their presence? Like, be real with yourself. This is where I think sometimes survivors, cycle breakers, highly sensitive people kind of they do this thing. We do this thing. I'm gonna include myself in this because but we do this thing where we see the good in people. We see who people could be, who people could become. We see the goodness and the light in people that they don't even see inside themselves. And this causes people to feel good around us because we see the best in them and we talk them up. We talk light into them. We breathe something into them because we see the best in them. And because we see the best in them, we envision ourselves with the best version of that person rather than the person that's there right then and there. And this is harmful to us because then we, as the highly sensitive, the empathic people, we don't always necessarily move and act in ways that are protective to us and to our energy. And we tend to put other people's needs before our own because our energetic attachments, our cords are going out, are directionally. We're like, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? What can I do for you? How can I help you? How can I be of service? And that is this mechanical, energetic, overflowing nature that oftentimes isn't reflected back into us to support and build up what we really want for ourselves. So there's so many times where I see these highly sensitive folks and empaths, cycle breakers, black sheeps of the family who are just burnt out and lethargic and empty because everything that they have goes to someone else. And a complaint that I might hear in session a lot is like, oh, I wanted to do this, but then this person and that person and that person is like, but what about you? What about you? You're talking about how you have nothing, but you just gave everything that you did have energetically to other people. And this is kind of also where some boundary work comes in, which that's going to be in another episode coming up here soon. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, what are some ways that you can begin to call your energy back to you and clear cords and attachments that you have to other people, other energies? We didn't even get into energetic attachments you have to other energies, because sometimes you have attachments to caretaking, the energy of being the caretaker, but really you're not the caretaker, you're the martyr, right? So the dark side of the energies that you're attached to also weigh in on clearing these attachments. So start to think about where you feel like you fit in with being a caretaker, a perfectionist, a people pleaser, whatever these, ways that we exist in the world and the responses that we have and identities that we have created from the trauma that we've been through. And you can have multiple, but there's some that I think you might find yourself more connected to. Like, I have a raging perfectionist inside of me that doesn't want my inner child to just be crazy and imperfect, and that comes out a lot in my videos. I want the lighting to be just right, I want this to just be right, I want the sound quality to be just right, and oftentimes I am pushing the limits of that perfectionist because right now I'm like, okay, I need a better camera, and I can get caught up in that cycle of trying to make the perfect aesthetic whatever instead of just getting the words out, instead of just telling the message that I'm supposed to be telling. And grounded in that somatic remembrance of who I am and what I came here to do, you'll find that your response to the trauma you went through is reflecting and pushing you away from what you came here to do. So if you're a caregiver, if you feel like you resonate with that, you might find that your over caregiving is getting in the way of the thing you really actually came here to do. And it might not be to be a caregiver. I didn't come here to be a perfectionist. You probably didn't come here to be a people pleaser. There is something in you that is working through you that wants to come through you. And oftentimes these responses are getting away. And oftentimes that is the thing that is causing you to feel this lethargy, this energy drain. And the people around us are just reflecting the ways in which we're not showing up for ourselves. How can you begin to shift, remove, and clear some of these energetic cords and attachments you have to people, places, identities, and energies specifically? How do you call your energy back to you? One of the first ways that you can do that is simply by taking a moment of silence, taking a breath in, letting it out, and just saying, I call all of me back to me. I have permission to be here and to exist exactly as I am. That's a simple, energetic way. And I find that if you do that in meditation, sometimes I've heard people say oh, I could feel like I felt more. I felt bigger. I felt something. And there will be meditations in my Substack, which is in the description box below if you want to do more meditations and things like that. Come on over to my Substack and we're going to be doing that. Anyway, so some other ways that you can call your energy back to you is physically, somatically. Think of a person that you have a connection with that isn't the way that you would like it to be. Maybe it's strained. Maybe you are taking their words to heart when you wouldn't want to live the life they live. And that's a big one. Sometimes people can hit you in a place and then you look at them and you look at what they said and you look at the life they're leading and you're like, I don't want that anyway, so why would I be taking advice from you? The way that I start to shift that is I will literally feel on my body where I felt that hurt that they tried to put on me, and I'll just with my hands, I'll just look at them, whether in my mind or if I have a picture of them, whatever I need to do, and I just kind of wipe my body in that space and I say, I'm gonna let that go. I rebuke that. I release that. I don't accept what you are telling me. I don't want to be like you. I want to be like me. And a lot of calling your energy back to you is recognizing the difference between you and you and another person. You're different. Your energies are different. And if you find yourself giving more, significantly more, and being taken from, it's time to call in that energy, wipe it away, and say, you know what? This doesn't serve me anymore. This isn't good for me. And I deserve to have relationships with people who are good for me. While that is so simple and such a simple take, I find it to be profound when you feel it and when you get it. Because it takes a while sometimes for survivors, the cycle breakers, the black sheep, to get that you deserve relationships and people in your life who are good for you. So another way that you can begin to release energetic cords, shift energetic cords and attachments, is to find a medicine worker or practitioner who works with cord cutting and energy work. There are some amazing people that you probably have locally. Read the Google business reviews. That is good. That's a good thing to do. Shameless plug me. But also there are people locally you can go see. There are probably some form of energy worker in your city where you live or nearby. I've been finding some amazing workers throughout the city that I live in, and I'm sure there's so many people who are called to energy work and to release. And then there are going to be some bonus things in my Substack of other ways that I like to release energetic cords and attachments. Again, follow me there. So here's the thing. Energetic cords are a natural way that we connect with people. We are connected. We're all connected. But sometimes those cords, those attachments maybe aren't healthy for us, and we can clear, cut, and revoke access to anyone we want to, because that's our right as sovereign beings. That's our right as people who get to decide who we want in our life and who may not be good for us in our lives. And this work and your energy is sacred. This work is a practice. This is something you might have to do seasonally. I think specifically doing cord cutting and energy work around solstices and equinoxes, amazing. But sometimes you do it every full moon, you know? Anytime you're having a life change, whether it's, you know, a divorce, breakup, friendships ending, or new babies, marriages, these things are going to change the way that you connect with people. And so it's good to simply check in and reassess how you want to be connected to other human beings, how you want to be connected to your roles in life and the roles that you play in other people's lives. All these things are important to check in with yourself, whether it's monthly or quarterly, so that you can know where you stand now and now and now, because we're changing beings. We change every single day in so many different ways. And sometimes you turn around 5 months from now and you feel like a different person. And so it's time to reassess who you have in your life, why you have them there, what your roles are, and do they serve you? Are they good for you? Or do you need to change your relationship with who you're being now? If you felt something shift inside of you today and you feel called to subscribe to my channel or subscribe to my Substack, I would love that. And I will see you in the next one.